Hi, Bill Henshaw here, Constitutional Crisis Channel, another in our series on current events. And this one, as some of you may have read on the internet this week or seen in local newspapers, involves the city of New Orleans removing statues honoring the Confederate veterans there, and including Robert E. Lee, and the people that challenged the military government that was put in place pursuant to the Reconstruction Act of 1867. If you understand anything close to what the real history is, and trust me, you didn't learn it when you went to their damn mandatory school systems, these people are heroes and should be treated as such. What's going on here is that the powers that be, most of them on 120 Broadway, want to get rid of any and all vestiges of the nation and republic we did have prior to the war between the states that was there consistent with the Constitution, not in contravention of it, and certainly not having exercised federal, regional, martial law rule for 150 years, which is what's been going on if you haven't noticed. So this kind of thing has to stop, and they did, by the way, when I was back in jail there in South Carolina, they were just taking down the Confederate stars and bars in front of the State House for the same reason. You know, get rid of every vestige of this so people won't even think about it, let alone understand what it really meant. So they'll be hearing from me in New Orleans about this and asking them on what authority they did this. I can't see it, and no good reason for it. This is what the battle we have to fight. And yes, it's not politically correct. Yes, it can at times be openly white supremacist, quote unquote. But that's the argument. Because if we can't go in there and assert our status and our rights, no one else can either. That's the bottom line. They want you to think that you're all in a privileged society. You need their permission to get a job. You need their permission to open a business, to get married, to drive, quote unquote. You name it. All a privileged society. And that's not true unless you're a corporation created by the laws of that government. And I know damn well I'm not, and you probably aren't either. And you shouldn't be accepting that they're treating you like this. And I've got ways to help you. I've got document packets ready to go if you want to go into court and put up a fight. It's not that hard as you might think. It's comparatively simple, and I'm trying to make the issues easy to understand. So you go in there, you'll be far ahead of the DAs and anybody else that's on the other side, and they won't know how to deal with you either.